should be on. Find Daddy. Text, which is this. That. Go. A friend on board. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're back for more Ice My god, we're being slightly consistent.
What?
Skip the game. Well, it was one of those games that would quiet when you tab out. That'd be really handy.
To
be fair, the more accurate thing I should be doing is changing my audio setup, because in theory I probably could set it up so that I can have like Discord be a separate audio and all that shit, but too much hassle.
You're messing with the devil there if you change all your settings. You know that.
Especially now. Maybe I'll figure out how to set it up proper next year. That'd be the wise thing to do.
Yeah.
Game. I just gotta share here. In theory, it could be done. It's just a hassle, but basically, my current setup is literally just over reliance on purely letting the desktop audio do all the work, where I probably shouldn't be doing that, really.
Yeah, but as soon as it's a lot easier, because if you hear it balanced for you, it's balanced in the stream.
Ish. I do have the audio slightly tweaked, just so it doesn't burst everyone's ears. Rambling and making excuses.
Good morning, Max.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. Always like this before I go in front of an audience. Working up to it. Oh god.
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina.
How fabulous, my sweetie pie! My sweetie pie princess! You came to watch my performance today?
Of course I did. Someone told me that I should come and watch this.
Who said that?
So, what kind of performance will you put on today? I think you will fly at the end.
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous! Enjoy yourself out there.
I support Miguel with me. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to you! Sorry, just immediately Jacksepticeye. Oh, sorry, that threw me off now. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How long can you go? Mo. Now he's being British. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm. But then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max. I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh, my. Thanks. So, how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. In aggro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. All I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. He's to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can with other witnesses.
What are you going to do then, Nick?
I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely only on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth.
Yeah, right. That's gonna be tough.
Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father.
Want us to make sure Regina watches?
Yes. That's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know when people die, they don't just become stars. Maybe an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars.
Actually, that's a good point.
Too sheltered for her own safety.
Yeah. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss von Karma. You may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise the previous theory of events. So says Glass. And yeah, but I hope you don't mean it in distances between us.
I mean, in theory, you can, I suppose, if that's your request of what happens to your body. I'm not sure if that is an actual service. You can have your ashes jettisoned to space, but if that becomes an option, it's an option.
Yeah, this is also weird because in Table Tennis Club I am one of the people who works with analyzing satellite data, and apparently it's not that extremely expensive to send stuff into space. Apparently it's like 10-20,000 and you can get something into space. And it's like, that's actually, I thought this would be way more expensive.
Yeah, it's either that or you can have your body, the ashes of your body, be compressed into a diamond, a gem or whatever. You can have it compressed into jewelry on it.
We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off the scene of the crime. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, a detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders.
Poor Gumshoe.
Very well, please call your witness to the stand.
Time to get to work. Or, shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope.
Name and occupation. Pendingeling, but everyone calls me Acro. Acro. Yes, Acro because acrobat.
Yep, acrobatic.
I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus. Where were you at the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. Crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around the time I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few minutes later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there's very little the prosecution needs add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night.
Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
A foolish choice, but a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool.
The more you say it, the more the word loses.
Fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. White, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony?
In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened.
Well, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
She didn't just shout the reaction with that one.
Yeah, it's like, he actually has a point. Press the fourth one, the one about it was Max Galactica.
Said you couldn't press anymore. Damn you, game. The light in your room was turned off then, right?
That's true. I was going to bed after all.
So, with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window?
The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the circuit, as well as the cloak wrapped around its body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
Quite pressing the less results I seem to get. Maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. He's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction?
Imagining the hat itself, right?
Yeah, the head was on at the crime scene, so...
Yeah, how could he have left with the hat if it was in the crime scene? You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that?
What do you mean?
The silk hat.
What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window.
Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night.
That would have been quite difficult, considering the state I'm in. Seriously, Phoenix. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me.
That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene.
That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
Where are you going with this, Mr. White? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats?
No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only from Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand.
Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open the mask before thinking. Are you okay, Nick?
Well, I opened my big mouth enough to back it up.
How about it, Mr. White? What would have caused this witness to commit treachery in this court today?
I mean, there's multiple things I could say here, really, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Aqua is the real culprit.
So we got left. Gotta pin the blame on someone. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself.
On this occasion, he did this every court case.
I mean, yeah.
Accuse Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. This is a very ballsy claim, because he doesn't have the full evidence yet.
Mr. White, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor.
I think your tips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary.
Staying rather calm and collected. Can you get this bird off the stage?
Mr. Dinning, do you have any response to the defendant's accusation? I don't really need to say everything, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
Ah, you're making excuses now.
That's true. I understand that Mr. White is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder, of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous.
He's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man.
Phoenix is a poopy hat. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up the support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. Did you just insult those as well?
Yes, like who are you calling a peanut gallery? You're the peanut.
I think that's enough of this little game. I've got the doctor's note to confirm that Ekro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Ekro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. White? Did Ekro have an accomplice? He didn't.
He does. It's impossible for Akra to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices.
You don't say.
Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well.
Don't tell me you think you're going to get off this easy.
What?
You must not have heard the sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. That sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. White, seems as if you won't be stopping at Akro but will be making other accusations. If Akro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well, let's continue. Who perhaps would happen to be Akro's accomplice?
Most people would instinctually go to the profiles, but it's money, isn't it?
No, apparently he didn't have one. So, but you can present money.
I'll see what happens.
You don't say.
Oh, the sun looking very, very bad.
Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy.
What?
Oh, did you hear that?
Hear what?
The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation.
Foundation?
Yes, Mr. White. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice?
Okay, they're really reaching, and they're not even saying anything to confirm that you're going the right way.
Yeah, it's like, wow, like, usually it's like, say something wrong and it's like, I don't see how this is happening, penalty, and you go on, but wow.
How far can I keep this going? What proof? All we know is that Money the Monkey lives with Acro, clearly, so, but I don't really have anything that came from
I don't know, I think it should, maybe you present the bust, I don't know.
The bust isn't there. Wouldn't matter. Oh, fuck it. I've already made it a wrong step anyway.
Yeah. Mr. White,
Yes, Your Honor?
this piece of evidence is lacking persuasive power.
It's just a photo. What would a photo have to do with any of this? Sir, the content... Oh, that's not good.
You didn't miss that sound, did you, Mr. Phoenix White? You know, the sound of you receiving a penalty.
That's the most dragged out penalty I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like, wow. They really want you to think you're onto something. What are you doing, Nick? What do you say about this, Mr. White? Did Echo have an accomplishment?
He did, but for some reason the game's saying he didn't.
No, he really didn't.
No, he does. Whatever.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mysterious accomplice.
Not this time, Von Karma.
What?
You're not going to sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. White?
There was no accomplice, even though there was. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself.
Order! Order! What are you getting at? Will you keep them at house, Nick?
Now I'm going to prove how it all fits together. I have to show Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
You know what I can't do? I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix White, if this witness is the killer, then his evidence account is all lies, right? Mr. White, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
He'll be in his room, right?
Yeah.
He was obviously here the entire time.
The Akko's room.
Pretty simple, huh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there could be only one correct answer.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
But are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory.
That's it?
Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it.
Well then, elaborate. What makes it impossible?
Mr. White,
Yes, Your Honor?
as the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he's in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scenery or be the killer.
You've got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix White. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Was it that he saw Max, didn't he?
God, didn't slide whistle sound effect. Forgot. Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly.
Like it is for humans to channel dead spirits. Does it to me or just a flex? Do you mind if I ask the question, Mr. White?
What is it?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet.
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right, I can't mess up here. Gotta give this one some serious thought. Sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us to how Mr. Dingley committed the crime, Mr. White. You can present evidence.
Can't present evidence?
You can't, sorry.
Yeah, you just gotta clarify. It's like, technically you can't because this piece of weapon is not in your inventory.
Yeah, but you have a photo of it, and this time it's good enough.
I'm going to present some evidence.
So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of the murder against Russell Berry?
This trophy that is not here, so we can't really confirm it, but
Yeah.
you have to believe me.
What's that? A picture?
Of course. You paper cut him to death.
That would be a horrible way to go.
Yes, indeed. Problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust?
It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy.
Heavy.
Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster, with the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Phrasing.
Order! Order! So you're saying the bust fell into the ringmaster?
Rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like that, like the bust.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Because there's a loss for words.
He should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't...
I would watch what I say if you were you, Mr. Phoenix, right? Okay, he kind of deserved this one.
What?
Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case.
You can't keep saying that. He's an acrobat. He's physically able to lift himself. That means he can get up and off the bed easy. I don't care what you say. He's capable.
He probably could walk pretty well.
Even then, I'm pretty sure that wheelchair is designed to be foldable. Lightweight enough to move around in.
I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. And this... I don't really want to speak for anybody because I don't know, but I think that there are some people that, are able to, if they would just like, get out of bed on it themselves, like,
it depends on
usually get pretty good at this over time.
It depends on the condition of the person, but we're talking about the condition of Acro specifically. He's lived a very physical lifestyle. He should be more than capable enough to lift himself.
Yeah.
Karma. Just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony.
The defense is its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you.
God, that woman will sink to any low to win a case. There's one yet, so that's something.
It's like, you also just made a joke about the person in the wheelchair not being able to run away. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of the bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him. Don't you think?
Bullshit. Have you considered, I don't know, parking the wheelchair to the side so you can look over to the left and then just pick it up and put it to the left? That's a suggestion.
I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bus and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could have not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. White?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
Can't let it get to me. Got to focus. It's one testimony is his downfall, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He just spelt it out.
Yeah. You can just present the wooden box on the Stipman's face, talks about the location. The fifth one. Yeah, this one.
Box?
Yeah. The box, the box.
What's in the box? Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
So you're having it, Mr. White.
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Yeah, silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix, right? Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes, yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. White.
Maybe you should take a look at this. Key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over.
The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
You mean... If the bust would have fallen upon the point marked up by the wooden box...
There would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
No! Order! 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 This is unbelievable!
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward.
Oh, the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene?
It's Mr. Dingley, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ah!
Allow me to whip some sense into you. Phoenix White. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
That's why the box was so specially made.
Specially made?
Indeed. Had the most peculiar feature. The weight.
The weight, yeah.
I mean, the contents is interesting, but the weight. The box is a remarkable weight.
Wait. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required.
Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and lift it up with the body, wouldn't you say?
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place.
Fool.
Unless you decide to drag the box, but that's a different question altogether.
Yeah. There's a bit of a few things that kind of have to fit with this case, but yeah.
Does he even bother to listen to me anymore?
Heard what you had to say. I must admit I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. you do, did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. White might have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. White, do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
I mean, yeah?
Yeah.
2 locations in my mind, though. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it? I'd like to remember one important fact, Mr. White. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix White explained that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Ah!
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria.
Yep, definitely have a problem here. This is no place to get perplexed. Gotta get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all.
Alright, Mr. White, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? Okay, I completely blanked out on this. Yeah, it's Money the Monkey.
Yeah, now it's Money the Monkey, even though that makes him an accomplice.
Yeah, I completely forgot about this.
This is what my argument was. It's like, that makes him an accomplice, even though he's a monkey.
A monkey?
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's wing. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on its own, and then brought it back home.
Oh.
Money lives in Acro's room.
Aqua's room? But the bust was Pons, wasn't it? Pons isn't at all shiny.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
My, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Bronze is, shiny, regardless.
Yeah, it's like Pons is shiny, like, but this also isn't Pons. Pons is, you know,
Well,
Pons, not green.
Actually, well, bronze can be green.
Really?
Lady Liberty. She used to be bronze, then turned green.
Oh, if it's just oxidated, you mean?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, but then it wouldn't be shiny, I get the point now, yeah.
Yes, they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be in the market for a new roommate. Order, order. I said order. Mrs. Von Karma. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We are searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Wait? Then, you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident?
It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Marvin. Mr. White's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. That seems a bit bamboozled, especially by this thought of an attorney.
Rod.
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right?
And what is that?
You should know. You forgot that your thought of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime.
Ah!
There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. White? Nick, don't let her beat you now.
I won't. It's my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
You saw the bust. Right? Making sure. Yeah, just making sure here.
Yeah, I just want to know that I don't read ahead.
Yep. He saw Max. Ah!
I asked, who was the other person Mo saw on the scene? That evidence has nothing to do with this question.
Au contraire, mon frere. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
How is that possible?
Simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off the cards in the bust's hands.
Idiot! Who in your right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Just wait a minute now, Mr. White. Who put the cloak on the bust? The question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree?
Ah, he caught me.
So let's have it, Mr. White. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Right, you can actually figure this out yourself. Do you have the picture of the body here? Yeah. He was wearing a cloak when he went out. Where'd he go?
The proof sentence profile, yeah. Fool him. You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust.
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of saying it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. White? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this?
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so, you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Sha-na-na-na-na. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room, and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house, by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Look, he's here from the side.
He actually is looking down right now, I'll give you that, yeah.
Now, this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bus hit the victim, pie theory, but it apparently happened.
Yeah, wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix, right? As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet.
But
He impacted the bust on the victim through the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. Almost nailed it. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you.
Chris been playing mind games with all of us.
Sure has. He's come to the end of his rope now.
So,
What now?
you've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my will. Except if you're a prosecutor, because then you just need a witness to just say stuff. That's evidence. Don't forget the power of my quill as well. Mr. White, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence.
You just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. Still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
Contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of his jam. That's enough, Tonks, talking amongst yourself. Proceed, Mr. White. You sent some evidence to the court that backs your claim. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this major case.
In it. That's
Yeah.
the note, right?
No, if looking ahead again happens. It's the Max G promo post, and I think it's because he didn't see the roses. Yeah. Isn't that?
Oh, yeah. Whatever. I imagine players got stumped on this bit as well. Problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Tapped out.
Those symbols were popping numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Moe's testimony.
The circuit was one, the white roses were the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions.
You freak, do you ever shut up?
Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Moe said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Moe saw was actually the bust's.
Makes sense if you look at it that way. Then he did see the silk hat, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court. He said that the witness he witnessed white voices on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white voices. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. That actually should be Karma's job, right?
Yeah.
Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of it.
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Out of view or sight. Simple as that. You get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Let's
Order!
get into semantics now.
I actually wanted evidence. This is quite a shocking state of affairs. Mr. White's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do it, Nick. Maybe one Karma will finally fall in the towel. So much for that theory. Mr. White, you mind?
What is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you will understand why I think you're off the track.
Why is that?
Motive. This witness feels an incredible depth of gratitude towards the Ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. There's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the Ringmaster. Your Honor, I would like you to hear Akro's story. Tell about his relationship with the Ringmaster in his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubt that Akro deeply respected the Ringmaster.
What is motive?
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well, however, I feel like this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Also, excuse to make a save, then reset your hit points.
Yeah.
Right. Trial, and then we're done. Not done with the game. There's still another case, but you know we're getting there. I can't believe it, Akro. It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeepers, am I that hated?
I could try to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did? But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why...
Oh, it's Gumshoe. I was trying to figure out who it was, but you can't make assumptions if you don't know it in advance.
Yeah, I also wasn't just like, is Regina still here?
Not sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Detective Gumshoe.
Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. No, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little?
We've got some really tasty milk.
It's full milk. How about a card trick, detective? Well, if you insist.
How about that evidence you mentioned? What is it?
Here you go.
Huh? This was... Is it in Aku's room?
Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Take a look at it now.
Yeah. Won't Miss Van Kammer be mad that you're doing this?
That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything, but everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know. Miss Van Kammer didn't seem in control of things in there just now.
She's just not happy it didn't go with plan A, so now she's reverting to plan... I don't know, we're at the D or F tier now. Either way, she has to constantly course correct it. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What did he mean by that? The very end part?
Not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing.
Ah, don't scare me like that.
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. Reception area looks like some kind of dairy. Hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? This makes sense. He's a country bumpkin, so he's probably grown on a farm.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, that is actually a good character. Wait. Court is now back in session. Miss Van Kammer, please continue from where you left off. I would like to continue with Eko's testimony, starting with his relation to the victim. I would also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Eko would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Charlie, you get the motive. Wait. Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russellberry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you've heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Aku would kill the man he held in such high esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. White? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there?
Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Aku kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question.
There's no need to question him now.
Oh, really? Okay. There's no need to cross-examine this witness.
What's that?
Why was the ringmaster murdered? There is no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already.
Mr. White, I would like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as why Aku would want the ringmaster dead? You can't.
Can't.
So you cannot.
It's a trick question.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It's obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Aku killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven.
What?
That's because Aku had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ah!
You foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish.
Stop saying that word.
Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness? Did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of the Russellberry ringmaster.
I'm not denying that. It's more of the motive. That's the real question.
Yeah.
If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right.
The end of things?
Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night.
What did you just say?
I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russellberry to begin with.
What? Order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must.
That's oddly specific.
But what in the world are you trying to do to my crop? Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court?
That's a good question. What the world is he doing to his court?
Are you attempting to imply that Echo was trying to kill someone else?
This is a weird prompt.
Yeah. It's like, shouldn't they ask who he wants to kill?
It's the fact that it's not under the green text moniker that's to throw me off.
Yeah. Regina Berry. This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct?
Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. Wait, they bring up that leading questions exist? Ooh,
Yes.
slippery slope.
You could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all you have to say is, you're wrong. That's it.
That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh?
If you ask hard enough, I'm sure it will happen.
And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now. I want to know why Aqua would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Aqua was out to kill this young girl.
I mean, there's multiple things. I'm assuming this time it's the...
Yeah, it's not.
Check this shit. Small quantity of pepper. Interesting, okay. Like, the game pointed out to, like, you should probably look at this piece of evidence. It'll come up later.
Yeah.
Acro, you remember this, don't you? Alright, press the wrong button.
That's...
It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat.
Inside the victim's tailcoat.
Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that you called Russellberry with that note?
Yes, but there's just one little problem.
Problem?
Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster.
You mean it wasn't for the...
That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry.
Order, Mr. White, this little theory of yours.
It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board.
That's when her father, the ringmaster saw the note.
That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. He was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina.
That's incredible.
Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today?
If the bastard looking out of the window would have been impossible. This never could have that attack and the force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I would end up falling out of the window myself.
He didn't say that. This would have been just fine.
Yeah.
Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I've got it. Akko thought it was Regina down in the plaza.
And that's when he let the bust fly.
Hey, Nick? Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience?
She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here.
I hope Regina can handle it. Akko wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas. You're so foolish you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool.
Not joking, you skipped the prompt. Even I didn't press anything for that one.
Yeah, so you think it's one of those where it's just auto scrolls for you. Very well, Mr. Phoenix White. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place.
Yes? What about that line?
Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer.
Just don't get it, do you?
What did you just say?
The ringmaster knew what that note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter.
Hold it right there, Mr. White. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
Incident 6 months ago. I have to admit it, don't I?
Yeah, I know about it.
An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time.
Man, I just got confused again reading the thing.
It's just an insult.
Are you? No, I was like reading the case and got confused for a second. Wait, are you sure that this relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its starts in what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
I think so.
Then if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I would certainly like to know what it is.
I can't answer that question. The judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Couple things, technically. Assuming it's scarf.
The pepper bottle.
Pepper bottle, okay.
Energy. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix White?
It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. White. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed somebody with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
The foolish fool will never tire of his own foolish ways. You're so sure, Mr. Phoenix White, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim?
Bit of a trick question, that one, isn't it?
It's bad.
Wouldn't say intended victim.
Yeah.
Twisting the words here, but whatever.
Who is this?
That is Acro's younger brother.
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead.
Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead.
Regina, she did that to him. You spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has already looked into Echo's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bitten by a lion and fell in his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Barry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Echo's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bax was accident an accident?
It was an accident.
Okay, no, it was more than that.
It's more than that, but it was an accident.
Yeah.
The lion biting Bat was no accident at all.
What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix, right? There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being.
She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Aqua's brother Bat.
Yeah, now the scarf.
Now the scarf.
That's just a scarf.
More of an ascot. Whatever it is. It's not really a full-fledged scarf.
Yeah.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct?
That's right.
Who was the one that gave the scarf to Bat?
Regina gave it to him. Regina.
There's something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor.
What might that be?
Pepper.
Pepper.
Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident. She covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment?
Excuse me, Mr. White. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. What the hell?
It just literally means just pointing out a criminal.
Yeah, but...
Phrasing.
Yeah. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Barry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Ben as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it.
It's the Phoenix, right? Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Hang on.
Smiling. The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling.
Oh, comma. You're letting your case slip. Doing.
Lions smile. I've never heard of them smiling, however.
Lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What? You fool!
You babbled. Could have just stopped talking, but no, you let it happen.
I mean, to be fair, like, at this point she knows that Phoenix is suspicious where Phoenix is going through. And I do like this character trait, the fact that she first of like always realizes before Phoenix first out what he's on about. But still wants to be like, hey, I also figured this out, even if it makes me lose. You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix right, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how the shock of an accident actually happened?
Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina.
You foolish idiot! Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. White. I think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves.
You telling me that what I said was true?
Acro. You don't mean... You can't mean witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. White. Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder.
What do you mean by that?
The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow.
How? How could it possibly?
Not to mention that the fact that there's even an even bigger problem with the theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence.
I don't know, I've got like buckets full of evidence here. What could you possibly not have?
If I top Max's bust on the top of the ringmaster. Where's the evidence that proves that claim?
Honestly, not having the trophy be like in residence wherever, the fact that it's missing raises validity. It raises validity of the claim.
Yeah. You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise.
Murder weapon.
The bastard the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Akro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be.
Last.
Nick, you've got to do something.
It's the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won.
See how things work out first.
Might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but...
Why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you?
Also, they didn't want to put a third day wasting investigation just to find them.
Yeah.
They totally would have made a padding investigation for this.
Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice.
Not the name of the game. I guess I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned.
Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We've already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in this room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, right? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Akko directly to the prosecution's office after that. End of story.
Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this.
It looks like you hacked the file name to put into my coffin.
But what the scarf? What about the note?
About them, Mr. White. No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the Ringmaster. You should know that by now.
Well, proof. Get Regina down here. She'll vow that she got the note from Acro. She knows where she got it from and pinned it on the board, validating the claim. But we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Ah!
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now?
Where's the bust right now?
You're Phoenix White. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do.
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is?
This is also something that happened with so like Phoenix goes from absolutely 200 IQ to where could it be?
To be fair, it's not immediately obvious. It's not a location you would immediately think of. It makes sense, but if you know about where it's hidden, it's not the best place.
It seems that this case is coming to a close. The defense counter-argument looks to have fallen short. Thank you for your support.
Ah!
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. White. I think that brings to an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. That just bit my tongue.
Ugh.
What?
You need time to do what?
Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? You really have a case to present, Mr. White.
What? Are you asking me?
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck.
Hey, wait. You can't be serious.
Compets always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Echo lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he will be finding one anytime soon.
Walking a tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim. The only way through is forward.
The meta weapon. Where is Max's bust now?
Well, it's not. It's not in the lodging out. We haven't seen it at the big top, so it's gotta be somewhere around here, logically.
Yeah.
It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where.
Allow me to pinpoint location of the bust once and for all. It's in witness stand.
Yeah.
Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? How are you supposed to know this? Nowhere in the game do you see Acro's full profile. There's no way knowing he had a blanket on his wheelchair.
I mean, you see it from like the other shots from behind, maybe?
No, not really.
But,
not even on the window we see him full upper body. You're not really seeing his leg.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you. Mr. White.
Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. Just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Also, this isn't how wheelchairs work.
Yeah, it's like... Once again, your penance for whom hits me where it hurts, Mr. White.
I think it's pretty amazing you can laugh in your own position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it. The only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Because you don't move. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap?
Well done, Mr. White. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been backed by a real pro. Actually, two of them.
Two of them?
Mrs. Franziska von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. But there's just one thing I would like to know. What did you know to launch the surprise search in my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence. Cloak and the bust.
The three we include in the note, but for some reason that keeps getting glanced out.
I burnt the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know? But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed the search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Mr. Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. You got me. Well done, Mr. White. Well done, Mrs. Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
I'm more thrown off right now that he's not actually proving the point by revealing the bust. What if it actually wasn't under there? What if he actually left the bust at his apartment during this, this trial? He could have totally done that.
I guess he probably was with people at the time and still be...
Either way,
yeah,
he didn't need to bring the bust here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't.
I can't believe it! Me make a mistake. Why did I honor the passage of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Aqua. Yes, Fiona. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Fiona. I'm responsible for that crime. Aqua.
Can't really say it was all on murder when it was an accident, but it was intended murder of a different victim.
Yeah, it's like, I think that's still constitutes as murder.
It grays how the punishment needs to be handled, but that's not our jurisdiction.
Well, what I wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he would tease her. One time I sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it would be funny to get him back, the same way.
That's why she covered the scarf with pepper.
I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. My brother became a star. She believes in that so purely. That she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it. No matter how hard I tried.
That's when you decide to do something about Regina.
Dreadful.
This makes total sense. She's mad at the person who doesn't feel any sense of remorse or guilt of killing someone. She doesn't see it that way, which is disgusting.
It's hard, like, it doesn't justify murder or
no, but the fact that the fact that Regina doesn't see that she's responsible for killing him at all, no guilt at all. The fuck?
That messes you up, like that can't be hard to go through as well. Like, so, are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. But first of all, I would kill myself. I'm not giving myself up. But it can just happen. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to put this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case.
Oh, you're not ready for the next one.
It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot! I can't believe it! You beat me again! I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I would like to declare my verdict. Not guilty.
Oh, and I'm here too.
This card is a chant.
Oh, thank God. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Aqua, the ringmaster, Gina and Bat. But a single one of them was a bad person inside. Huh?
That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max. 1 million of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room?
Yeah, just thinking about Aqua.
No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy.
Huh?
She's been like this for a while now. Oh, thank God, finally.
It's all my fault.
Sweetie pie.
Bat and Aqua, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. White, tell me something.
What do you want to know, Regina?
Aqua said something right at the end. I couldn't just up and leave yet. Does that mean that Aqua? Is it gonna try and get this revenge on me?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's not gonna do that to you, Regina.
Are you sure? You really sure? I can't believe that.
Yep. Akro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore.
If on, I want to see some evidence.
Huh?
I don't know why you're just making a stuff up about Echo not wanting revenge.
That, right?
Yeah.
Still have a reason to be here. He's still alive. Echo didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again.
That? That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Echo's been caught... I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Beck as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Echo again.
That's so sweet of you, Regina.
I'm sorry, Echo. I'm sorry, Beth.
Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? Sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. Might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal.
Yay, I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. What I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help him out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today?
Make me cry.
Got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Mo?
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry.
Max? Nick?
Seems like everything is going to turn out alright here.
Can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Still going, Jesus.
Yeah.
Guess they surprised Ray. Ray paid off just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you?
It was just a theory. If Echo really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he wasn't the defense attorney.
Mean Mr. Wright?
Of course. Well, detective, the plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Echo's case, you need not to worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get there.
Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth.
He's alive!
Finally. Get to see Edgeworth again. Right. I must say, yay. Oh, we're almost there.
And,
One
yeah,
more case.
and great quotes because I know people really harp on picked up, which it still is the best case at least in the Twitch I played.
It played
But
smoothly this time around because we had a guide.
yeah,
But doing it naturally is the problem.
yeah, it's like, and I think the first day is what loses most people. It's like now in the Red Space, like I really like Akko's kind of like the killer and like him just being the total calm and like respectful person is kind of nice to see compared to all the Ace Attorney breakdowns.
Yeah, it is interesting to see in
Interested.
that perspective.
And yeah, as I do like kind of most a bit of character growth, where just like, okay, if I as a clown, I can be the ringmaster, I can do this to make this. So I kind of like that moment. Like, has
Like,
its moments.
yeah, it's like the major gripe I have with this particular case is just the gameplay half. The story is
Yeah,
perfectly fine. It's good, it's solid. It's just like the whole of the game. It's just the
yeah,
gameplay aspect of this one. It's a bit
yeah,
off. I know
yeah.
I said this before. I was like, this is a sequel. It's supposed to be a little harder. A bit too hard.
Yeah, it's like this hard and this unfair where you don't even know what you're supposed to do because you're not allowed to try things.
No, and that's too mean. Thankfully, they
Yeah,
dropped that concept. I hope.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. So, all right. So that will do for a stream. So check back Wednesday for more Ace Attorney with the final case. Hopefully, we'll be able to beat it before the end of the year. That's our goal. So
yeah.
we will see. So yeah. So till then, bye all.
Bye.
I can't close it. I've already saved, so this cutscene will just play again. Thank God.
Yeah.
Seeing anything here? Like we were talking about. Really wish you just had a chapter select screen. That'd be. Skip it. I know what to do. I'll just close the game. I think that's the simplest route, isn't it? Most of the time.
Yeah.